Yo, what's up chefs? In this video, I'm going to be showing you how I made 2,000 gold in a single match of normal goblin caves. So let's not waste any time and I'll catch you guys once I'm in game. Hopping into the gameplay and I spawned in the center tile of the map, so I decided to head straight to the cave troll since it was pretty close by. I pretty quickly go ahead and run through all of these mobs since my main goal was to make some gold this run. And a little tip is to bait them into an attack as you run by, which usually gives you enough time to get a door open and closed without getting hit. Following that, I just keep making my way to the troll and take my usual route down to the boss room by jumping through these little gaps in the walkways. Once I'm downstairs, I always like to make sure that both doors to the boss room are open, so if someone does decide to counter boss me from one door, I always have the option to run to the opposite door to reset the boss and then decide what the best decision is from there. After the doors were opened, it was time for me to take care of the troll. And if you're someone that doesn't know how to do the troll yet, but are interested to learn, then you can check out the video that's popping up in the top right corner of your screen right now, and you'll get all the information you need. With that though, I'm going to go ahead and cut through me killing the troll since it can be a bit boring, and if you want to see the full fight in default gear, I showcase it in that video. Now that the troll was dead, I wanted to just quickly reapply all my buffs before I started to get the loot, just in case someone showed up to fight me.
Yoink!
Now that is just what I was looking for, and the main reason to kill the cave troll, even in normals, is for troll pelts, which are going for about 1150 gold right now, but easily go for 3,000 plus a few weeks into the wipe. Currently the drop chance for the pelt is the same whether you're in normals or high roller at a 15% chance to drop. This arguably makes farming the normal troll more profitable than the high roller one because even if he doesn't drop the pelt in normal, you can just exit to the lobby and run it back if you want since you're not losing anything. I've gotten 3+ troll pelts all within the same hour plenty of times before, and even have an older video on my channel about making 10k gold an hour in normals with that method. The reason troll pelts are so expensive is because they're one of the main materials used in crafting gold coin bags, which allow you to hold 1,000 gold in 4 slots of your stash. The other item you're looking out for is Troll's Blood, which actually has a lower chance to drop, and also sells for only about 300 to 400 gold currently, but it's still certainly worth picking up. After looting the troll though, I go ahead and make my way down to the boss loot room, which houses a gold pile and a marvelous chest. The marvelous chest is the highest rarity chest in the game to my knowledge, so it always has valuable items worth grabbing, and the gold pile is effectively a 5-time multi-use treasure dispenser. In normals specifically, the gold pile doesn't drop quite as high quality treasure as it does in high roller, so I think if you wanted to be extremely efficient, then if the troll doesn't drop his pelt, you would just exit to lobby and queue up again. But on the runs that he does drop his pelt and you plan to extract, it's definitely worth coming down and grabbing. An important tip for the pile is to make sure you have almost your entire inventory cleared each time you take a hit. The reason for this is any items the pile tries to give you that you don't have space for will flash a message on your screen saying you didn't have enough space, and those items will be lost to the void. For example, if you only had 5 open slots, but it tried to give you a 6-slot item, that item would be gone. The strategy I like to use to make this short and easy is to drop most of the items I have before I take the first hit of the pile, and make sure that at the very least, the top 2 rows of my inventory are completely cleared, and most of the rest of it is cleared as well. Then after each hit of the pile, I will drop the items I know I'm going to keep directly at my feet, such as green and above treasure. Then I'll take 2 steps to the left and drop stuff I might keep, such as white quality treasure, and then I'll take 2 steps backwards and drop everything I know I'm not going to keep, such as junk quality treasure and any gear that doesn't have good stats. At this point, a fair bit of my inventory is full with pretty good stuff, but I've still got plenty of space to fill, and even towards the end, right before I extract, I'll always consider dropping my arrows for additional treasure, since you can get arrows and bolts for free from the squire if you have access to a bow or crossbow, which is unlocked by completing the first quest from the woodsman. With that being said, here's my preferred route to take after I kill the troll and the chest I like to grab. Before opening this door, I like to use my AoE debuff songs in case there is someone camping right outside. Especially rogues, since if they are invisible and get hit with the debuff, their outline will still be glowing from the debuff, making it easy for me to not get ambushed. Now that I got the epic Templar armor I almost forgot, it was time to make my way out, and finish up the loot run, starting by exiting the boss room and taking the elevator back up to the top floor. The first chest I'm going for is actually pretty hidden, since it's downstairs and behind a secret door that's only opened up by a lever which is discreetly placed under this little ramp. Unfortunately, the chest that spawns here isn't always a lion's head or golden chest, which is what I'm mainly looking for, and sometimes, like it was on this run, it's just a flat chest, which is still pretty good. Unfortunately, I got greedy with that archer goblin and accidentally took an arrow to the dome ski. But thankfully there is a guaranteed health shrine conveniently located on the way to the next chest I'll be getting, which is one room to the east. Usually I'll go for this chest next, but for some reason on this run I just skipped it and planned to get it later on my way back to the extract in this room, but something got in the way of that. And that crumbling sound that sort of sounded like a bunch of rocks falling is what got in the way. That is the sound of someone taking my preferred static extract, so I was going to have to improvise the rest of my route a little bit to make sure I actually had an escape plan. What you just saw there is why Bard is so good at farming gold. I used a song called Unchained Harmony, which opens all nearby chests and doors, even if they are locked. So by bringing in that song, I have no need for lockpicks and can get as many locked chests as I can find. Rogues also have the ability to unlock locked chests, but for them, they have to take a specific perk, whereas I only need to take a specific song. Next, I'm checking both of the Royal Coffin spawn locations, and while it's pretty rare, it unfortunately did not spawn at all in this match, which, like I said, is pretty rare, so this was definitely unlucky. I also was just goofing around with the lantern shield a little bit since I hadn't used it yet. After that, time was getting pretty low, but I still had space in my inventory, and I was confident in my ability to find an extract, so I planned to stay all the way to the last 10 seconds of the match if I had to, in order to get as much loot as possible. The next chest I wanted to grab is in this downstairs section behind this breakable wooden barricade. I also took a quick look into that static extract and noticed that the rocks had already fallen, so that wasn't going to be an option for me either, and things were starting to get a little dicey at this point. The next chest I wanted to grab was behind this wooden barricade in the middle section of this room, but after taking a quick look at it and seeing it was already open, I quickly turned around and continued on my way to the nearest extract, which was a rope. Little did I know though that at the time of this recording, the rope extracts were bugged, so even if this rope was here, it wouldn't have properly extracted me, which is probably why so many of the staircase statics had already been taken. However, seeing that someone else already tried to use it and it was now gone, things were getting pretty dicey, and I was beginning to think I might actually lose my troll pelt and everything else I worked for in this run already. The only other option that I could think of at the time was the blue portal spawns in the jail room, and to my relief, they were still up. I still had just about 20 seconds left though, and some free space in my inventory, so I wanted to grab just one more chest. I really didn't expect things to get quite as close as they did though. I believe that bang sound is what indicates the timing that I would have just instantly died, so I pretty much had 2 to 3 seconds to spare at most, and things really came down to the wire. This is mainly because I had to drop a stack of arrows for one of the pieces of treasure, and those lightfoot boots were pretty nice, so I had to drop my currently equipped boots to grab them. But hey, with risk comes reward, and I wouldn't have done it any other way. Now that we're out though, let's go ahead and total up the gold I made. First off, I got 396 gold from the treasure alone. Next up, we had the troll pelt, which at the time was going for 1150, so I went ahead and listed mine for 1149, and this ended up selling within 5 minutes. Following that, we had the epic Templar armor with knowledge, which the cheapest one on the market was 144, so I listed mine for 139, and this also sold within about 10 to 15 minutes. Moving on, we had the Lightfoot boots with dexterity and physical damage reduction, which the cheapest pair was going for 120, so I listed mine for 119, and these took a bit longer, but ended up selling within a few hours. Finally, we had all of the green items I was able to equip during the run, which I just ended up selling to a merchant for an additional 96 gold. All in all, this ended up totaling up to 1,899 gold, which from one normal run at this time in the wipe is pretty insane. Keep in mind that as the wipe goes on, the troll pelts will get more and more expensive, so using this strategy will become more lucrative as well. That's going to wrap it up though, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you have a spare moment, don't forget to subscribe. And last but not least, take it easy, chefs.